the Wierd NJ Case Files with the radar. Today, we are going to discuss the Devil's Tree over in Bernard's Township, right off Mountain Road. Now, local legend has it, once a farmer killed his whole family and then hung himself there. There's actually a branch on the tree that runs parallel to the ground, which is a branch that used to commonly see people hang themselves from quite a bit, or others. That is right, numerous people have gone there to commit suicide and homicide. And that's not all. Because, as we get more into this, there's one thing, then there's another thing, and leads to another thing. It seems like it's all wrapped into one. And that's the thing about this tree, it's just so dang evil. It's like literally the portal to hell. According to most that are there, they all seem to have a story about it in that town. And there's also multiple cuts in the tree, all these little nicks in it, all these axe cuts and chainsaw cuts. Now legend has it, those who try meet an untimely death. And that the tree is actually cursed. So all these people that have tried, no one knows who has and what has become of them. It's possibly a myth, possibly true. Who knows if you're the kind who's superstitious or not. I can't say that I would believe in an untimely death from doing something like that. But you don't know until you try. Or know someone who has tried. Also, no snow will actually fall around the tree. That's a bit odd. Also, this part is the most strangest part of it all. A sentinel guards the tree and drives a black Ford pickup truck that will chase you on that mountain road and then just disappear. Headlights and everything. Supposedly some kind of black Ford pickup truck type of thing. So that's the basis facts around this tree. Now, get to a saying that some have about it, actually. Some say that you can't blame the tree on the devil, but rather that it is on the evil that is created by mankind, that has brought about the way that this tree is. It has created this tree's essence. And now on to some sources here, some people. This one comes from Rob S. The Devil's Tree is actually a KKK hangout back in the past. It was a big place where they would all meet and do their demonstrations and show their resolve and principles. They would actually lynch black people from the tree. Yep, KKK would hang people from the tree on that branch I told you about. So yeah, that's quite the dark past. And this next one is from Steve K. He went to the tree and saw a noose there and some kind of claw marking, and they tried, him and a friend of his, to go up there and get the noose down. And suddenly a burst of energy and sound came from the tree and knocked them flying into the air, and he landed badly and broke his ankle in 2 places. Now also, back to Rob S. for a second, another thing that he pointed out was sometimes in a certain type of moonlighting, you'll see what it looks like bodies swaying from the tree, from nooses. Like residually ghostly-like, I guess? It's quite strange. And also other people in the town have pointed out that sometimes you will see the apparitions or spirits of the people the KKK hang there, or this farmer who killed his family and himself, supposedly wanders the town, and mostly just near the tree. Again, not sure about all these. But hey, what goes bump in the night goes bump in the night, and proof is in the pudding that typically between like midnight and 5 a.m., you know, the darkest of hours, is when the weird stuff happens. I actually think it's more like 1 to 3 though, but I'm not entirely sure there. Anyhow, the next one comes to us from Elmo M. Elmo. Yes, like Tickle Me Elmo. Elmo M pointed out that there's a little boulder or rock there known as the Heat Rock. It acts as supposedly a key to hell, right next to the tree. And all this right here, the heat rock comes from the fact that it is very warm. Much like, surprisingly enough, the tree is very warm, according to multiple people. And that might also be why there's no snow around it. I've heard that there's types of trees that can produce a warm ground, actually, which is strange as well. So maybe it's just your run-of-the-mill tree, and people are a little bit freaked out about that. But back to that, actually, from Damien here, no snow around this tree. 8 by 12 foot circle of no snow at all. None at all. Bone dry. That's got to be some type of tree, or that is just really weird. So then there's also Melissa C, who says that, well, the tree gave them kind of the mark of the devil in a certain sense, as they went there to visit the tree and touch the tree and things like normal, sort of like anyone would. And then they went to Applebee's to eat, and all of a sudden their hands turned black for 2 hours. They tried washing their hands off and they just couldn't get it off. Their hands were just marked by the devil. Again, if this is true, because, hey, I never saw those hands. So, also there is another one from Matt W., Children of the Tree. Supposedly if you listen in on the tree, as he and some friends must have in the past, you can hear screaming and the sounds of children playing within the tree. I question how much drugs he may have been on that day, just exactly how much psychedelics did you take? But you know what? We're just going to leave that at bay. We're going to move on to the next one here. Brian D. Brian D. A shocking experience. Now here's what happened with Brian D. He's got a special connection with this tree, to where every once in a while he'll come to the tree, here and there, a few years go by, or a year, every once in a while he comes on by to the tree, right? So as he goes to put his hand to the tree, gets a lightning strike from out of the sky. And then when he comes away from it, that's it. It goes away. Like lightning starts to build and then bam. It's something he's been doing for a while, just because some kind of special connection he has with it. I understand people react differently with things. Some people conduct a little more electricity than others. I think that is strange, but I can understand it myself. I've had that kind of experience with certain objects where I've been shocked like crazy for no reason, repeatedly, every time. So it's all in the individual. Every person has a different body, so who knows. And an anonymous tipster here about not peeing on the devil's tree, as some like to for some reason do, is take a pee on the devil's tree. He went there to do so, as his friends were all checking out when they went to visit it. He went to get back in the car, and the pedal got pushed down, and they skidded off the road and totaled the car, and a few of them got some minor injuries. That was the tree's response of revenge right there. He went on to tell his sister about the stories about this tree, and about that sentinel guard again, that, protects the tree and drives you practically off the road. And she was freaked out because she'd already been through this experience before, and didn't understand why, that someone was just tailgating her down the road, lights just blaring at her from behind, and then just nothing. Disappeared. Just gone. Because that's normal. Just, you're getting tailgated, and then, okay, yeah. I would question how much sleep I've had that day, because if you're seeing things like that, there's something weird going on. So anyhow, back to the sentinel being here. For those who aren't sure about these sentinel beings that guard things, I wasn't sure myself what it really all meant, and I went to do a little research here, and apparently they are a being of consciousness, confined to illusion and death and rebirth and suffering. So I'm thinking whatever this sentinel is, if it's a being of another life formed or time frame, whatever, it may be that it's someone that was killed or killed themselves at the tree that is protecting others from harming themselves at the tree. And it's stuck there and suffering and trying to prevent others from a bad time. So possibly it's a good being. Or maybe it's evil and wants to kill you and is just part of the whole shebang. You know, just the whole weirdness. Anyway, upon doing further research, you can't supposedly enter the park where this tree is at in the field alone practically after sunset. Some rules have changed on it where you can't now. And some think that maybe it's a park ranger that's been in this truck the whole time trying to get people away from the tree. Which, I mean, it makes sense. And then also, there is no proof of this no snow falling on the ground thing because apparently someone went there and clearly saw snow right all around the tree. So maybe this was a one-time thing where the snow was melting away when someone saw it originally. But typically snow, like any other tree, will fall well around the tree. So I think it's been debunked. And also there's been a video of someone debunking it like this as well on these parts. But not everything. They also said there's no proof of the crazy farmer father either. Which makes sense again. But what they didn't go against was the fact that they didn't go against things like the heat rock and the KKK hangout, other than the fact that it was a KKK hangout. That's all we really know there. I mean, that's as much as we really know or don't know about the tree, all the things I provided you with today. And there's a lot more that can't be explained than that can be. So it seems like it's hard to truthfully say this is all debunked entirely, but there's some things that make sense about it possibly being a falsehood. So for those of you interested in going to the tree, going down to Menards Township off Mountain Road. Also, if you want to see it without having to go there, the guys at Urbex Tapes, again, I'll be putting them down below, went to the tree. It now has some kind of thing around it, some like protective thing, and I think the dead half has finally fallen off or been taken off of the tree, and the living half is still up. And inside of it, what they found, unfortunately and disrespectfully enough, was I think like a beer can and a Gatorade bottle or a water bottle. It's just... Really, guys? Really? That's what you want to do to a tree like this? Well, alrighty then. If that's what you want to do, it's what you do, people. I mean, it's no different from graffitiing the tree, really. Or peeing on it, apparently, or whatever else. There was also a little bit more on Damien's part. He actually took a bark piece from the tree, and his friends made him throw it out the car. Apparently. So there's that too. Literally everything I got for you on the tree. I am sorry this video was quite a bit later than I was expecting to post up in the week. I've been going through some other things, kept me busy. It's been hard to stick to a schedule, unfortunately, and maybe it's hard too. But I'm going to see what I can do. I'm trying to produce videos for multiple networks. And I've also got life. So yeah. I'll be seeing you guys for the next episode of Wierd and J Case Files next weekend. Why are there flies in here? Why? Anyways. That's all I got for you guys. Apparently Mr. Fly just wanted to say hi and drop by. Catch you laters.